Good morning, I'm Harriet Agbinyi. Welcome to today's edition of Business Morning, live on Channels Television, your home for the news, and of course, much more. It's the last 48 hours to the end of the month of March. It's been a very busy month of March, and of course first quarter, and the second quarter promises to be even busier. But let's start the show with a highlight of some of the stories on our radar. Now, a Bloomberg report on Wednesday says S&P Dow indices may remove Nigeria's stock market from the S&P Frontier Index series and place Nigeria on its own due to transactions and repatriation of returns challenges occasioned by recent scarcity of FX in the Nigerian economy. Well, Business Morning looks to get reactions from the Nigerian stock market, stock exchange on the latest development, but we'll talk about it on the program with Channels Business editor. Now, last month, S&P Dow indices and FMDQ OTC Securities Exchange signed a memorandum of understanding for the development and publication of co-branded fixed income indices, and that's the S&P Nigeria Sovereign Bond Index. In a moment, when we're reviewing the markets, we'll take a look at how the S&P Nigeria Sovereign Bond Index finished off at March 28. Nigeria's government has successfully approached the international capital markets for a second time in less than 2 months, successfully raising another $500 million 15-year Euro bond with a yield of 7.5%, indicating the increasingly strong appetite for Nigerian debts in the international capital markets. According to the finance minister, Kemi Adeosun, the money from the new bond, which follows an oversubscribed $1 billion Euro bond issue last month, will help fund infrastructure development work outlined in the 2016 budget. Still talking about the top stories, Nigeria's Central Bank of Nigeria has approved, Central Bank, I beg your pardon, has approved a wholesale development finance institution license to the Development Bank of Nigeria. The approval was subject to meeting the minimum capital requirement of 100 billion naira, the reconstitution of the board of the bank, and the review of its organogram. Now, as a wholesale bank, the DBN will lend to microfinance banks, which will on-lend medium to long-term loans to MSMEs that have access to only about 5% of lending from deposit money banks, even though they contribute about 48.47% to the nation's gross domestic product. Well, the Minister of Finance says the bank will provide loans to all sectors of the economy, including manufacturing, services, and other industries not currently served by existing development banks. So that brings to about 7 development banks that Nigeria has at the moment. Now, in celebration of Global Money Week 2017, Nigeria Central Bank has declared today Financial Literacy Day. Managing directors, chief executive officers, and top executives of some 29 banks and financial institutions across the nation will visit over 800 schools to teach financial literacy curriculum provided by Junior Achievement Nigeria. Now, on the program yesterday, Simisola Nwogugu, the executive director of Junior Achievement Nigeria, said over 80,000 students across the country, including students in Gombe and Bauchi states, are expected to benefit from the Junior Achievement Nigeria's cutting-edge curriculum, which is based on this year's Global Money Week's Learn, Save and Earn. We're still at the markets. Now, Nigeria's Debt Management Office has listed over 2 billion naira of its Series 1 savings bond at 13.01% on the Nigerian Stock Exchange. At the listing ceremony, the Director General of the Debt Management Office, Dr. Abraham Nwankwo, described the initiative as headway for retail investors in the Nigerian capital market. Dr. Nwankwo also sounded the closing gong set to end midweek trading at the Nigerian stock market.
It's an exciting day for Nigeria and for the DMO in particular. More than a year ago, the CEO of the Nigerian Stock Exchange mentioned to the Debt Management Office the possibility of introducing a retail bond, a savings bond, FGN savings bond. And we started working on that immediately with the team of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, with the Central Bank of Nigeria, with the Securities and Exchange Commission, and with other agencies that are relevant. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, as you know, on the 13th of this month. Those range of activities over this 1 year and above culminated in the issuance of the first FGN savings bond, a bond from the federal government meant for everybody on the street, every Nigerian, the grassroots. We want to congratulate Nigeria once more that in the face of global turmoil, particularly on the economic front, that this country continues to exhibit resilience, continues to move forward. We also want to put it on record that the federal government, the government of President Muhammad Buhari, has emphasized the need to make sure that all the progress we are making, particularly on the economic front, will be inclusive. And it is in that regard that this FGN savings bond has a particular significance, to the extent that while the big players since 2003 have been active in the FGN bond market, this is the first time the government is making sure that the common man also plays in the Nigerian capital market. We are also very excited for the Nigeria that the objectives of this bond are being achieved from the beginning. As has been noted by the government stockbroker, in terms of bids, there were about 2,575 bids. But the important thing is that about 95% of these bids were from individual, ordinary Nigerians. Which means the grassroots in